Now, what age did music start for you? And what led to that as well? Because there are some that just listen to music but don't get on the creative aspects of it.
I started at age 6, I think 5, 6, 7, somewhere age. Uh, my sister, she has a brother. We got different mothers. Her brother had asked me to freestyle one time when I was like 6 or 5, and I tried to do it, but I just didn't know how to do it. So when I tried, I had an Eminem moment where you just like get on that stage and be like, and you just pause and you freeze. So I had that moment. Then when I was like 12 years old, I listened to my older cousins, them rap. And then when I turned 15, that was a story where I actually did try to rap because my brother was practicing a song in his car. I liked the song and I was like, I want to get on it. And then he was like, okay. So I ended up writing the song in like 20 minutes because the dude who was recording for us, he was we had to wait in his yard, and yeah, we ended up recording with him. And man, I was just so nervous the time after that because it's a lot that goes into that. Yeah, so I've been recording professionally and unprofessionally, at least paid, for a while.
Now, you mentioned previously that you do have a cousin named Lil Darius that also does music as well.
Yes,
Is there
sir.
anyone else in your family that does music actively at this moment?
Yeah, I got about like 1 or 2 cousins that doing that shit. But yeah, Lil Darius, he probably the biggest one that that's probably out of my family. And yeah, I used to have him at my house all the time. I used to fix that nigga omelets and shit. I used to have him, he was sleeping on my couch as my little cousin and shit. And I got a couple stories about him too, but I might have to, throw them out there later. They pretty cool, funny stories about him too.
And is this a cousin on the mother's side of your family or father's side for you?
That's my mother's side. His granddaddy is my uncle. He's my baby cousin.
And even though he is the popular one in the family on the music side of things, the lesser known at this point, the other cousins that you mentioned that also do music, do you want to share any of their stage name at this time?
I don't really know it. I know they talented, but we a lot of us just ain't out there like that. But yeah, Lil Darius, he the biggest one we got.
And who was doing music between you two first?
Me, like I said, I started when I was like 15, and my little cousin Lil Darius probably like 19, 20 right now. I didn't even know he rapped. He just ended up being naturally good at it. He only rapped with me like 2 times. He asked me, "Hey, can we freestyle?" And I was like, "Yeah, we can do it." And I was the one that was actually doing all the work. Then fast forward 3, 4 years later, he the one who signed, got songs with Quavo, and yeah, he was always naturally a smart dude. I remember him as a young kid just shooting 3 pointers at like 10 years old. So yeah, he's smart, man. Like, yeah, they don't know. He ain't popular like he should be, but yeah, he's a smart dude.
What do you mean by that?
What?
He ain't popping like he should be.
He got his songs with Quavo, but for me personally, I got a high standard on a lot of things. I feel like if you in that position where he at, he should be bigger than what he is. Cause for me, I feel like I got some good songs, but I ain't in the position where I'm at. So that's just my personal standards on success in general.
And any idea why he's
Uh,
not in that position that he should be that you foresee for him?
um, as smart as he is, I feel like his mindset ain't exactly the way traditionally we were, because I'm just keep it real. My little cousin might see this, but it's just more like he would kind of a follower instead of just leaning on his own personal talent. Because as smart as he is, sometimes he do want to just fit in and be a little popular or be accepted by the world. Versus me, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. Sometimes I'm just like, yo, either you like me or you don't. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna still be me. So with him, I just feel like he need to kind of lean into himself and just be like, yo, nigga, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I ain't worried about what none of y'all niggas say about me. So yeah, that's just how I feel about him.
And pardon the brain fog here if you mentioned it already, but what's the age gap between you two at this point?
I'm 31. Today is my birthday, December 20th. He is 19, so 19 to 20, so I think he's 11 years younger than me. And that's my baby cousin. I always raise him. I ain't gonna say I raised him, but I got baby stories about him. It's just funny little stories where he was just so smart where like even when I had put him at the end of the couch at 3 years old as a baby, wearing his little PJs, baby blue PJs, he went to the end of the couch by himself without me having to tell him. I woke up the next day and he went there by himself. You know, he was just smart as fuck even at 2 or 3 years old. So he understood the patterns of shit. He just smart. He just, at the end of the day, our generation do kind of mold who we are sometimes.
And what's the current status between you two at this point?
Oh, it's all love. I don't think we really on like the best terms, but he still love me and I still love that nigga, man. That my little nigga, man, to the end of my life. I rather die for that nigga.
Why not on the best terms at this moment?
I don't even know, man. I just think at the end of the day, we all got our lives. Sometimes he might separate. Sometimes people separate and we don't know why we separate. Like, I got my issues that I'm dealing with. He got his issues that he dealing with. And truth be told, some of it might be worse, some might be best, but it's nothing that we can really do about that. You just never understand another person's life sometimes.
Now, not trying to start anything here between you two, just asking a direct question, but the fact that you were older than he is, doing music before him, but he is higher in the music industry ladder or on the music industry ladder than you at this point. Do you feel any type of way over that?
To a degree, because I feel like he ain't bring me along with the success that he had, but at the same time, I'm not gonna blame him because at the end of the day, he don't owe me shit. He was always a smart dude in his own way. So like me, I'm my smart dude in my own way. And people just don't understand me necessarily because I ain't necessarily telling everybody exactly what's going on with me sometimes. And I do want to tell it, but even if I tell it, they necessarily might not even understand it. So sometimes I just be like, F it, keep it to myself.
And as you two were growing up, musically, was it a competitive or supportive atmosphere amongst you?
Like I said, I never even knew that nigga rap. He asked me 2 times to be like, hey, Q, let rap. It was only like 2 times, literally. And he was probably like 12, 13 years old. Fast forward 3, 4 years later, then nigga signing the management deal and shit. And after he signed that, he ended up, next thing I know, he got a song Quavo. It started Nardo Wick, I think. Quavo, and then it just, yeah, the boy, everything, the success he got, I'm not surprised by it because he was always a smart dude. He always just knew the right moves to make. So, like, yeah, man, I have nothing. That nigga don't owe me nothing.
And was there ever talk of a collaborative song or project between either of you two at one point?
Probably before it, well, I ain't gonna say it was ever a talk, but before he have asked me like, Q, what songs do you got? And me, I would kind of like, I don't know. I really went, I do my music thing, but I wasn't really sure if I wanted to take it that far with it. And he was always a person like, yo, I'm trying to do this. Like, are you with it or not? And there where he where he at.
Is that something you would like to do in the future at some point?
Oh yeah, them my little partner. So like, yeah, I definitely rock my little cuz, but I ain't gonna lie and say I won't feel some type of way that he ain't bring me in on the little success that he had because dude be big because he's smart. But I got my own personal pride to that point where I ain't trying to ask him for nothing because I know I can do it myself too. But yeah, he a smart dude. I rock with everything my little nigga got, man.
When's the last time you two communicated?
Probably about like 2 years ago. And true be told, I probably see the nigga in like 5 days, cause Christmas, whatever. So he gonna come around. So like, yeah. But yeah, he so far he the star. He the star of the family. Yeah, so far.
And even though he is the star of the family currently at this point, and even though you are older in age than he is, still gonna ask you this question, and if there's no answer to it, then that's fine. We'll just move forward with the next one. But what's the best advice you receive from him, or most important thing you learned being around him so far?
Nothing. Like I said, truth be told, on the black sheep of the family, sometimes I don't really want to come around because my personal story get a little too deep sometimes from like real nigga shit. Like my daddy took himself out, so that kind of affect me to a degree. Even the little shape up that I got and stuff like that, I just got that from my uncle today, and I only met him like 4 or 5 times. So like, yeah, my life just unstable. So whether it come from my ex-girlfriend to my little cousin, Lil Darius, I'm really still trying to figure everything out. So, like right now, I'm just trying to get myself together personally before I worry about social shit like with my little cousin, Lil Darius, or my uncle, or my ex-girlfriend. Like it's a lot of content that I can actually make music about, but at the same time, I'm still trying to articulate myself and trying to perfect my craft and skills to really get to that point where I can just talk about it all.